Agenda's Internet Marketing Daily Quick Tip. Today's tip is on social media. Today's tip comes from a question. I really enjoy doing social media for my business, but I don't think it's doing much for my bottom line. Should I quit or should I keep using social media to market my business? And this brings us to today's tip of the day. Regularly review the return on effort of your social media marketing campaigns. Now you might be wondering, what do I mean by return on effort? I look at return on effort a lot like most people look at return on investment. But since most social media marketing requires a time investment rather than a financial investment, return on effort best captures the cost of social media marketing. So, what are the elements of effort in return on effort? When I look at the effort that goes into social media marketing, I look at first the total time spent engaged in the actual activity. So when you're on Facebook, when you're on Twitter, when you're on LinkedIn, how much actual time are you spending doing those social media activities? And that's a good thing that you should track. Next, I look at the time spent shifting gears to other projects. One thing that I've learned about myself and about most people is that when you're doing social media and you have other work that you're doing, let's say you're working on search engine optimization or creating a landing page for pay-per-click, it does take some time to transition from one task to another. You're engaging different parts of your brain in those kind of tasks, and so it's natural that it will take some time to shift. Now, it might take you 5 minutes, it might take you a full half an hour to go from being very deeply engrossed in conversations on blogs or doing Facebook posts and responding to comments to go over and start doing some pay-per-click landing page creation or pay-per-click management, or doing something like creating new web pages for your website. So just think about that and think about how long it takes you to make that shift, because that should be calculated in. And also you want to consider the emotional investment. Now that might sound kind of funny, but a lot of people, because you're dealing on more of a person-to-person basis with social media, you do get invested emotionally into what you're working on. So either you could be happy and making friends, and that's great. That's a really good return from that effort that you're putting in. But it can also be stressful. If people are putting negative comments on the internet about your company, or if you're locked in a debate with a particular blogger or someone on Facebook, that can take a lot out of you, and it can take your focus away from what's most important for your business, and that's generating revenue and generating sales. And that's the other side of return on effort, and that's the actual return. So what's included in that? Well, of course, leads generated by your social media and sales, and that also ties to your revenue and profits. Also, the business connections. There's a lot of great things about social media, and one of those is that you can make some really good business connections. It also can give you some professional or business visibility. Now, a lot of these things might be a little bit hard to track or quantify, but it's something that you can get a general sense about if you start trying to find metrics that you can use to look at some of these things. So, for example, professional or business visibility, that might be mentions of you using something like Google Alerts, mentions of you or your company online. That's a good way to look at that visibility number. And also information learned or shared. Social media is great because you can learn a lot. And these might be great tools and tactics that you can use to improve your business, so you can't leave those out of the equation of the return you're getting from social media. But also you have to look at that opportunity cost as part of your return, or part of the opposite side of that return. And that's what you could be getting instead if you're spending your time elsewhere. If you're having a lot of fun sending messages on Twitter, but they tend to be more personal in nature, you're probably not getting a very good business return, and you could be spending your time doing something that could actually make revenue for your company. So these are all things to keep in mind. And when you're going out and you're looking at your return on effort, if you feel like you're not getting the return that you want on the effort you're putting in, there's some ideas that you can use to get a better ROE for yourself and for your company. First off, make sure you're focusing on business goals, not personal goals, when you're doing social media marketing for your business. Because social media marketing is such a personal thing, it is easy for those lines to cross, but really always step back and ask, am I doing this for my business, or am I doing this because it's fun for me, it's something I enjoy? You want to make sure that you have business goals in everything you do when you're doing social media for your business. You can also start using distribution tools to update multiple social media channels and profiles all at once. This is a great way to save time, and it can reduce the effort that you're putting into social media and still give you the returns that you're having in the past. You can also create a schedule for yourself, and I think this is really important. People who sit all day, and there's some really great multitaskers out there, but people people who sit all day with their Twitter feeds open and their Facebook open, they tend not to get as much done as people who spend focused time getting things accomplished. Study after study really shows that. So make sure you're scheduling some time. Maybe 3 times a day you're actually going and checking in on those social media profiles, making sure there's nothing you need to respond to, and trying to get the information that you can. But don't be one of those people that sits around all day with their Twitter client open and they're looking at every message that comes in. You're just not going to get that much done, and that's going to hurt your business. Another good idea is to use tools to actually schedule your updates. Our tool allows you to actually schedule out tweets and Facebook updates right through our tool. And the cool thing with that is, and we're not the only company doing this, but the thing that's neat about this is you can sit down in the morning or at night before you go to bed, write all of your tweets, write all of your Facebook posts for the next day. You can keep active in social media, but you don't have to always be on social media, but it can look like you are when you're using a tool to schedule that out. And finally, this is the most important: track, review, and quantify your ROE on a monthly basis. Sit down at the end of every month and ask yourself, what have I been doing with social media marketing, and has it really been worth it for my business? Am I missing other opportunities with other marketing channels by focusing so much on social media? Even if it is a lot of fun for you, you really do need to sit back and ask yourself, is this worth it for my business? Because there are a lot of people out there who are thinking in their head that they're doing social media marketing for their business, but in reality, they're just kind of screwing around with the fun tools and with the fun channels that you can use with social media marketing. So today's goal is to review your social media strategy and decide if you're really getting the return on effort that you need. If not, start thinking about some of those tips I gave you to make some changes and to get yourself in a position where you're getting a good return on the effort that you're putting into social media. And that's today's Internet Marketing Daily Quick Tip. Next time we're going to talk about websites, but if you haven't done so already, check out Kutenda. Kutenda is online marketing simplified. We help small businesses market themselves online, giving you tools that help you build and manage websites, do search engine optimization, paid search marketing, local search marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, and we give you all the training that you need so you can make yourself successful online. So check us out at Kutenda.com. Thanks so much for listening today. Hope you learned something and you have a great day.